take you to the courts now. Actress and socialite Efia Odo and more than 10 other Fix the Country campaigners have been arrested today by the police. This was shortly after a court hearing on whether or not the group should be allowed to stage a street protest. The injunction has been thrown out, by the way, after hearing legal argument on Friday morning. The High Court adjourned proceedings to deliver a ruling at 1:30 p.m. Now, some of the campaigners pitched camp during the legal argument in front of the Law Court complex, holding placards. About 12 of the campaigners are currently writing their statements. Perhaps by now they would have finished at the Accra Region Police Headquarters. My colleague Kwesi Parker Wilson is joining me live from the place. Hello, Parker.
Hello, Gifty.
What is happening right now?
The police sources that about 12 of the campaigners who were arrested earlier today at the court are done with their statement, or what the police call caution statement, that has been delivered already. Now, about 4 of their lawyers also have gathered there this afternoon, trying to secure bail for them. I've been trying to engage them. They tell me that they are trying to work around the procedure to ensure that their colleagues have been granted bail. However, they are yet to be told the reason they were arrested from the court and brought to the Accra Region Police Station. But interestingly, quite a number of the campaigners themselves have gathered here. I hear a lot more are coming to throw their weight behind their colleagues who've been arrested by the police. I have Ni Ayi with me. He strongly disagrees with the arrest of their colleagues. Now, I want to ask him, basically, Ni Ayi is part of the Economic Fighters League and also belong to the Fix the Country conveners. Ni Ayi, let me just ask you, you strongly disagree with the arrest. Why so, sir?
Greetings and greetings to your audience out there. It's quite simple. I mean, anytime the police arrest or makes an arrest, you have to be told why you're being arrested. But as of now, nothing like that has been communicated to our people. We don't know why they were picked up in the first place. So it's not just unlawful, but then it's unconstitutional, and that's why we are very much against it.
But do you know that your people had assembled, according to the police, unlawfully right in front of the court, and that was the reason they arrested?
If that is so, then there should have been a charge against our people. I mean, if you arrest someone, you tell the person why the person's been arrested, and then you lay the charge on the person for the person to defend himself. But that has not been given, it has not been stated why the arrest was even done in the first place. And if it's for unlawful association or gathering, assembly, like they claim it was, why is there no charge up to now?
But I'm curious. Yes. The court was hearing your case, and your people had assembled right in front of the court with placards and banners. Precisely what for? Because the police has clearly told you that it is unlawful for you to gather or, come together and do any kind of protest.
So that would not have necessarily been a protest, because most of the people who were picked up were actually in the courtroom. Indeed, I was there myself. But the court had gone into recess, and the judge was coming back at 1:30 to give her final judgment. So we had to step out for a little break. So it was just at that time when we had gathered and, we were having the conversation amongst ourselves. Of course, we had to make ourselves known. So we had placards and, not even placards, they were printed banners, just exactly. And it was just that gathering that we had done. It was not an assembly for demonstration, no. It was just the attendees in the court who had come out on recession for that break, and were gathered and grouped there just having a conversation amongst ourselves. But they took that to be an unlawful protest, like they said. But I'm saying, if that was the case, they should have laid the charges on the people up to now, but nothing has come out. So it was during the recess period. It was just about a 30 minutes break. That's when this thing occurred.
And so all the people we see, or we saw in the video, which was shown a while ago on Joy News, were in the courtroom. Is that what you're saying?
Most of the people that were picked up were from the courtroom. They were actually in the courtroom.
Did you organize them to come there?
No. It is an invitation that was thrown out to since it's against the conveners who had to, it's our case, right? So in solidarity, we had to be there to witness what was happening in court, yes. And like I said, it was during the court recess period, that's when all of these things happened. When we had moved out of the courtroom to take a little break, that's when the incident with the police happened.
I see. Now, finally, what many would want to ask is, what next for the conveners, now that your people are still within the grips of the police? We understand that they're done with their statement. I've seen your lawyers, some of your lawyers around. What next for you?
Well, there's no charge up to now. It doesn't seem as if they have any charges to place on our people. So like you rightfully said, our lawyers are around trying to get our people out. And one of the most important things about all of this is that the court actually threw out the application of the police for an injunction against our protest. And that means right now, coupled with the Supreme Court's decision, that is a constitutional right which cannot be taken away from us. We are going back to the planning room, the drawing board, and then re-strategize and then come out again.
So is it clear that by the time you leave here, you're making sure that your people secure bail? We're
actually leaving with our people. We're actually going to leave with them, yes. Since there's no charge, I mean, they cannot be held any longer. It's an unlawful arrest. So we actually, that's why our lawyers are still around. We're going to make sure we get out with them before we leave here.
Okay, now let me talk to another colleague briefly and then we are done. He is clearly a member of the Economic Fighters League again. He has the red beret on. Quickly for you, were you in court today? What do you make of the arrest of your colleagues?
Yeah, I was in court today and it was quite unfortunate. Like my colleague mentioned, it was during the recession that we were outside waiting for the judgment at 1:30. And only to realize some of our colleagues were being swapped by the police to the police station. So it's quite bizarre in a democratic nation like ours, where a court summons you to come, which when you are belligerent or you refuse to go is against the law. So we honored the court invitation to be there, but only to be swapped and arrested at the premises of the court. This is quite unintelligible, and it's a blow on our democracy. And I'm sure once the media is here, we'll put it out there so that the police can look among themselves and check and correct these things, because we are in a democracy and law and order must be obeyed.
I mean, law and order must be obeyed. It appears that people were not obeying the law, according to the police.
Yeah, the police alleged that they made an unlawful assembly, which is quite, like I said, it's not true, because we were summoned by the
rejecting
police.
The claim that
I'm stating a fact that we were summoned to appear at the court. And once we refused to appear, it's against the law. So we appeared, and then some of us were arrested. So
you appeared in court with a huge following?
Yes, we were all summoned. The FixTheCountry conveners were all summoned to court today. So all those you saw there are either agents or a party to that. So definitely their arrest is illegal and they must be released. So that's why we are here, for them to be released. Not until they are released, we are not also living here.
Thank you very much. So that's the another member of the FixTheCountry campaigners, and clearly they've stated to us that they are not living here until their colleagues who are arrested earlier today are released. Now, just behind me,
Parker, I need to hold you.
That is where the lawyers.
Parker, can you hear me? I need to hold you just briefly. We're going to the court to take what happened at the court. We'll come back to you, and then you walk us through what next you have for us from your end, Parker. Okay, so Kwesi Parker Wilson there, coming to us live from the police headquarters where the protesters who have been arrested today are being held. We're told that they finished writing their statements. Their people say their lawyers are around. They believe that they cannot be held any much longer because they have not been charged. Court correspondent Joseph Akablay, who monitored the proceedings in court earlier today, has this report. Take a look.
Because of COVID-19, they are not going to allow us. Where was COVID-19 during election time? Where was COVID-19 when organizing with John a year?
It was a day advertised for a ruling and possible legal arguments. Some of the campaigners, however, had their own ideas.
They should freeze the country. They should freeze the country.
They held placards along the road in front of the courts. The High Court indicated that it will rule on the injunction application at 1:30 p.m. on Friday. Shortly after this announcement was made, some of the protesters who were taking photographs at the court premises were whisked away by the Ghana Police Service. The court resumed and ruled that the injunction application is moot since it intends to halt a demonstration that should have taken place on May 9.
So, for now, we are more concentrated on what has happened, the arrest. So we are pursuing that. After that, we can respond to whatsoever thing the ruling is. Our legal team will respond to that later. But for now, we are concentrated on the arrest of the 15 conveners, okay? And after that, we will talk to you guys. So we are going to the police regional command, sorry, for now. So for the ruling, we can't say anything on that. But we are assuring Ghanaians that we are safe because we live in a democratic nation, okay? We are within the remit of the law, so nothing bad will happen to the conveners.
Justice Ruby Aite indicated that should the campaigners intend to embark on any demonstration, they have to go through the lay-down procedure as provided for by law, i.e. they would have to notify the Ghana Police Service of a date of an intended demonstration, and the police service would have to respond. Then afterwards, if they intend to proceed with the demonstration, then if the police disagrees, they would then have to now seek an injunction in that regard to halt the protest. So it's back to the whole process commencing yet again. Reporting for Joy News from the Law Court Complex, my name is Joseph Akable.
So this is where it started, at the court premises, and then it ended up at the police headquarters, where Kwesi Parker Wilson, my colleague, is standing by, bringing us a live feed of what is going on there. I want to connect back to Parker. Parker, you've spoken to the reps of the protesters who have been arrested already. Tell us who next you have and what is happening where you are. Have you been able to see those who were arrested earlier at all?
Fortunately, I have denied access to where they are being held. In fact, you are told that 12 of the campaigners were arrested earlier in court. Now, the door behind me, the brown door behind me there, is where the lawyers are engaging the head of legal and prosecutions here at the Accra region, including the crime officer. Now, as you can see, the lawyers are just stepping out from the room. Perhaps the engagement is done. We'll try and see if we can get a word or two from them briefly. But, sir, hello, sir. You were in the meeting. Basically, I just saw you come out from the crime officer's room. Yeah. What's been happening briefly?
Nothing really. Nothing really. They have been granted some sort of bill, so they are just going. Nothing really happened.
Oh, they've been granted bill?
Yes.
What's the bail condition?
I don't know much about that. Some legal terms I don't know. Okay. But I know they would have to return on Monday.
They would have to return on Monday?
Monday, yes, so that's all.
Okay. So now your people are free?
Yeah, people are free, sure.
Now, what do you make of it? I mean, the arrest and all the process about granting them bail security for them?
I think for now, we've had a long day, so I wouldn't be able to talk much. But I don't know for what formal charges they may have laid against them, but there was nothing, to the best of my knowledge, I don't think they've committed any offense. They said unlawful assembly, but I don't know what assembly it is.
But did the police tell you the reason they arrested?
No, not yet. But I think that our lawyers have more information. They had a long discussion or extensive discussion with them, so they can tell more. So our legal team, we will actually update the public on that. Our legal team will update the public on that.
Okay, thank you. So, Gifty, what is clear is that the campaigners, those who were arrested, have been granted bail. That is what is clear. Now, the lawyers are declining to speak to me basically because they tell me that when they are engaging in a case or probably handling the case, they've been barred from speaking to the media. Is the reason they are not communicating or giving the media information. But however, we can establish and confirm to our viewers that the 12 Fix the Country campaigners who were arrested at the law court today have been granted bail. Also, they don't know the charges for which they were arrested. However, they tell me that they have been granted a bail. So this is the information coming from the Accra Region Police Headquarters. And of course, the campaigners are going to meet their colleagues who are held in the other office for them to finish or conclude the process. So this is the situation here at the Accra Region Police. Gifty.
Well, Parker, we'll let you go for now and hope that as they move out to meet their colleagues, they will be able to find them, and then you will be there so we can come back to you for that one. Kwesi Parker Wilson, there at the Accra Region Police Headquarters. Let me just make this clear. It's the Accra Region Police Headquarters. That's in the Central Business District, not the national headquarters.